You're the Warrior of Light?
Was. But that time has long passed, and the memories of my short spell as this realm's hero have faded into obscurity. Now I am naught but the tottering old fool you see standing before you.
What could such a vaunted personage want with a witch? Or have you taken to purging heretics in your old age?
Nothing so grim as that, Azure Witch. I was simply observing your journey. Can you blame me for seeking an escape from the tedium of my existence? I say your journey, yes, but you were not alone. Far from it. Together you walked with those who would fell chaos and bring an end to the prophecy's stranglehold. And together you walked with one who would save his beloved Palamecia, who for his efforts was rewarded with betrayal.
You know of him?
Aye, and I am well familiar with your devotion to him. And while it may be true that you are a heretic, anathema to Palamecia and its esoteric laws, you are still human. You have not strayed too far from that path to return to it.
Why should I listen to what you have to say?
Indeed. I know as well as any that words are wind. May I ask the chance to prove my trustworthiness?
Why not? It seems there is little else for me to do.
I sense a great many questions must be bubbling to the surface of your thoughts. Ask, and I shall answer.
Curious that you are the Warrior of Light, yet your name is Sid?
Very curious indeed. I did not always go by the name I do now. I dare say you know well the name I was born with. You journeyed with one who shares that name. When I could no longer call myself the Warrior of Light, I cut all ties with my former life, and so Sid I became. But Palamecia is a jealous mistress. It took the name I discarded and wove it into its prophecy so that none would forget it. Me, most of all. Countless souls since have been cursed to bear that name, most meeting violent ends.
Even those Palamecia would shun know the name of the Warrior of Light.
A cursed legacy that can be traced back to me. If not for my actions, the prophecy would never have taken hold of this land and its people. So much suffering. They would be free to live without the fear of being struck down at the whim of a cruel and heartless world.
The time to wallow in self-pity is long past. No measure of regret will bring back those we have lost. Would that it could.
Of course. My apologies, young witch. I know that look. What seems to be troubling you?
I don't mean to concern you. You remind me of him. Something about the way you carry yourself. I feel that if he had been fortunate enough to reach old age, he may have turned out much like you.
You are more right than you know. I was the first Warrior of Light, and the mold on which all further would be based. So everyone, even the one you loved, bears some resemblance to me, but that resemblance is superficial. For the deeds we commit throughout life leave a much more indelible mark. The man you hold dear to your heart would have looked far different from me, for he had the courage to stand by your side. I abandoned my charge. Instead of being her shield, I sent Sarah outside this realm.
But Sarah is, or was, in Palamecia.
Aye, but the prophecy is more than just the Warrior of Light. A hero needs a damsel to save. Sarah will forever be a part of Palamecia's tale. For as long as the prophecy demands fulfillment, she is fated to fall into the arms of the Warrior of Light, whomsoever he may be. I could not bear to see the Sarah I loved trapped by her destiny, so I found a way to take her far away from Palamecia's reach. But alas, a new Sarah took the place of the old. I wonder if I made the right choice.
And the lines marking your face tell me you still have not arrived at a satisfactory answer.
Such is the curse of old age and idle thoughts.
That may be, but even the young can be haunted by their past. In the place of hope, Palamecia has been flooded with chaos.
In time it shall recover. In time, all memory of this too shall be swept away. Any engulfed in this dark current shall lose all recollection of who they were, how they lived before you came along.
One only need touch the surging flow and all memory of hope will abandon them. Yet along with that shall go all memory of despair. Such a simple path to freedom.
If that is the path you wish to tread.
No, not now. Saying farewell to my memories means saying goodbye to the one I loved. No freedom is worth that.
You are stronger than I gave you credit for.
Quite the opposite. In this new world devoid of laws, there is no order for a heretic to defy, no framework around which to define herself. It is not due to courage that I hold on to my past, but out of fear of losing myself in the uncertain future ahead. What a surreal scene. Here I am standing and talking with you, while my true self slumbers within that crystal. Was it Palamecia that deemed me worthy of such a fate?
Of that I have little doubt.
I wonder why. Why not simply erase me? Countless other heretics have met with that fate.
Mayhap Palamecia still has a role in mind for you. All three of you. The heretical witch, the warrior of light, and of course, the princess. You have ensured that Palamecia shall set aside a place for you in the tale to come.
Even though we fought tooth and nail to bring its system crashing down?
That gives Palamecia all the more reason to try and use you.
I see. This world will continue to treat its inhabitants like fodder for its schemes.
Perhaps, but there is merit in resistance, hence why I am speaking to you now. Come what may, I ask that you do all in your power to keep from falling into Palamecia's machinations. Defy them.
You would have us fight once again? What if I wish to stay like this, asleep, submerged in my memories?
What a pleasant thought. To sleep peacefully, forever reliving your most precious moments. Many would indeed make that choice if they could. That is, if there was a guarantee they would not awaken.
What did you choose?
My fate is to remain in this crystal for all time. Even should the memories of my glory sour, there is little for me to do outside of the crystal. You lot, however, are quite different. Before you lies a multitude of paths, each with its own outcome. All you need do is choose one.
You make it sound like a chance I should be grateful to have. But I know I shall be met with suffering, no matter the road I choose to walk. I could not accept the fate he was dealt, that he was rewarded for his devotion with betrayal. Was I supposed to ignore this realm's transgressions against him? No, so I endeavored to change the world, and perhaps with that find some measure of justice.
Very few would attempt such a feat, let alone achieve it.
I gave little thought to what would come after. Perhaps there is no need.
Will you fall into chaos like the rest of them and forget? Set yourself free from your past and emerge as a blank slate? There would be no shame in that.
No, I will never part with my memories. My task may be finished, but there is yet much I can do. Palamisia will not remain dormant forever, and when it finally awakens, we must fight. Such is the path I have chosen.
Fascinating. Once you spoke of Palamisia with malice. But I now sense a different emotion. Do you mean to safeguard this world and its inhabitants? Fight for them?
Yes, regardless of the form this world takes. He would have wanted me to protect it, as he did.
In the world to come, your memories may prove a heavy burden. With no memories of their own, few, if any, will understand you. This path you choose to walk may prove to be a solitary one indeed.
Is it any different from when I was a heretic? Lest you forget, I know well what it means to be alone. I must say, I never thought I would one day look upon myself as I slept. How long will we remain like this?
That I cannot say. Likely until such a time as this new Palamisia requires you, if that time comes.
And if it never does, then what?
This world is driven by its lust for greatness. Those with power will never find themselves without a place in it.
For as long as we are deemed useful.
I take it you have no intention of bowing to Palamisia's whims.
How perceptive. Know also that I still view your words with skepticism.
I would expect no less from a witch. Nevertheless, I am grateful we had a chance to speak.
The pleasure was entirely mine. Farewell, First Warrior.
Before you depart, permit me to offer you words of advice from an old warrior with only his regrets to keep him company.
Yes?
There is time yet to make cherished memories. Do not squander it by mourning the past. A new world gives rise to new possibilities. Seek them out, and somewhere you may also find the seeds of a new hope.
Thank you. Although the pain of my loss has yet to subside, I believe someday it will. And I believe that someday I will meet someone to care for so deeply that it leaves no more room in my heart for regret. Someone to finally set free from my accursed destiny. That hope burns, no matter how faintly.
The depth of your conviction is no doubt. May everything you desire come to pass in time.
Sinks into chaos. In seeking to destroy this world that treasury and love, we changed it. And in seeking to protect this world that he loved, we changed it. But an affecting change made the future unclear. What course have we set ourselves on? There is nothing to escape through. The memories that the departed have none of us.